Well, as I mentioned a little bit earlier in the show, I'm already in Dallas. And last night I went to the Cinemark Dallas to go see an early Amazon fan screening of Wicked for Good. Now, look, I never went to go see the stage play. So I walked into the first Wicked only seeing it because it's this big cultural phenomenon. I was quite surprised how much I liked it. Like, I really enjoyed Wicked, and I had no issues, no problems whatsoever with the fact that it got nominated for Best Picture. It was, the characters were charming, the dynamics were wonderful, the music was catchy, the visuals were gorgeous, the cinematography, like, I can't remember the number, Rob. I think they said like a lot of the effects and the setting was practical. Like, they said something about what, 10 million flowers they literally brought in from overseas to populate the sets and everything.
Crazy.
And it's like, it was just unbelievable. It was a wonderful work of the craft of movie making. The whole movie was just wonderful. So Wicked for Good part, which is the second part of Wicked, comes out. So I went to go see it last night with kind of high hopes. And I got to say, I did not like it as much as the first one. And it mostly comes down to the first half of the film, because I'll be honest with you, I was watching the first half of the film and I'm sitting in the theater and I was by myself because Anne doesn't show up. Well, Anne's flying in here from Chicago today. She actually should be here within the hour. But so I went last night by myself and I'm sitting there and I remember thinking, this just isn't good. Like, all that charm that was in the first one was completely absent in the first half of this movie.
Uh-oh.
The part of the thing that I loved about the first movie is just getting to know these characters with like was filled with whimsy and like I said, I use that word again, charm to it. It was really just delightful watching them play through all of it. And then the first half of it, it just felt very mechanical. It felt very, and it's odd to say this about a movie, scripted. It didn't feel organic. It didn't feel like it had that spark to it that the first film had. It just felt like they were going through the motions. Okay, we got this plot point and this plot point. We're just kind of grudging their way through the story until they could ultimately get to where they were going. And then suddenly, and thankfully, about halfway through the film starts to get more serious and a little dark. And it's not because it got serious and dark that improved it. It's just at that same time that the film took a turn to become darker and a little bit more serious, it found its rhythm. That heart came back. Suddenly the film had something to say on its own, not just as a continuation of the first film. And it became a lot more enjoyable. And I'll say that by the end of the movie, I had a good time. So by the end of the movie, when it's all said and done, I'm going to say I like this film. I'm going to go watch it again in Orlando, and I'm looking forward to seeing it again. Again, it's just that it really did a nice turnaround because, I saw Running Man, and I had the opposite experience. I liked the first two acts of Running Man, and I really didn't like the third act. And the third act was so bad to me, it kind of ruined the film. But the first two acts are still good. This was the opposite. It was the first half of the movie that I didn't think were very good. But the second half was so strong, it made up for the first half to me. And since I said that in my Out of the Theater review, I had a few people write to me saying, yeah, that's the way the stage show is too. A lot of people don't like the second half nearly as much of the stage show. So I thought that kind of tracks. But overall, it's a win. This one, I should say, is definitely more Ariana Grande's movie. In the first film, both Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are the leads, but they kind of pushed Cynthia Erivo in the lead category and Ariana Grande in supporting. This one, a little bit more of the spotlight's on Ariana Grande, so I won't be surprised if they run her for Best Actress and Cynthia Erivo for Best Supporting going into this year's Oscars. But anyway, yeah, I enjoyed it. It finished strong, and that's the important thing. I just wish the first half of this movie was a little bit stronger as well. Anyway, Rob, what are your expectations like going in to see this movie?
Well, I mean, like you, the first Wicked, I think, is a delight, an absolute delight, and I have a lot of expectations. I'm mostly curious as to how this works split up, and what it's like to see them all as one long story. I mean, I think that was an audacious choice to break this movie in half. I mean, obviously, financially, it's probably going to work out very, very well. The ticket sales are huge. Obviously, people love this franchise of films, but I'm expecting to enjoy it. I've been told that, like you, the second half of the play wasn't as great. Did they repeat any of the songs from the first movie for the first half? Yeah. So you got new.
There are moments where when there's music playing as a character's walking from point A to point B. That was definitely what's the big song from the first film? Defying Gravity.
Yeah.
You definitely hear ba, 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 ba. You hear that music playing in the background, but other than that, they don't actually repeat any of the songs from the first one.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, look, I'm looking forward to it. I think a lot of people are, and I just hope it's a great time at the picture show. But I am curious because I do, someone will do a super cut. I want to watch the whole thing all at once and see how it plays.
Yeah, it won't be hard. Like they do suggest there's a time jump in between the end of the first one and the beginning of the second one. Not too significant, but a little bit of a time jump. But I have a feeling they will flow together very well, because you remember the first movie starts with Galinda going into Munchkinland, and that's kind of where it picks up at the end of this film. It goes back to that. And so it all ties in very well, that if you did sit down and watch this as one big continuous movie, it would feel very seamless.
Yeah.
I think it would be very, very seamless. So,
guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Zapier. One of the biggest game changers of the past year has been AI. But let's be real, just talking about AI doesn't actually make your day any more productive. What does make it more productive is finding tools to put AI to work for you. And that's where Zapier comes in. Zapier is the easiest way to take AI and plug it directly into the apps and processes that you're already using every day. No IT bottlenecks, no complexity, just results. For me, it's been about saving time on repetitive stuff so I can focus on the work that matters and I actually enjoy. And it's not just me. Over 3.4 million companies are already using Zapier to streamline everything from sales and marketing to IT and HR. With their AI orchestration platform, you can connect top AI models like ChatGPT or Claude right into the apps you already use. So whether it's automatically enriching leads, coaching your sales team, or even resolving IT tickets, Zapier makes it simple. Guys, join the 3.4 million companies already automating with Zapier and transform how you work with Zapier and AI. Get started for free by visiting zapier.com/Campea. That's ZAPIER.com/Campea.
anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Right now, the audience score for Wicked for Good is like in the high 90s, 97% right now. The critic score is a little bit more tempered at 73, but still very positive. Again, I was kind of bored in the first half, but I thought the second half got quite strong. Whatever you guys thought about it, if you saw one of those screenings last night, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.